into Grimm's Gates of Horror. My name is Grimm, and this is your new haven for all things horror. And today, I'm going to be reviewing Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Nightbreed is a horror fantasy that is directed by Hellraiser's Clive Barker and follows Aaron Boone as he's haunted by nightmares of a city of monsters called Midian. He goes to a psychiatrist named Decker, who turns out to be a serial killer and is framed for the murders. After Boone's killed by the police, he is brought back to life by the Nightbreed. They join him on a quest to stop Decker from killing again. And the movie stars Craig Sheffer and David Cronenberg. And I first want to mention how I've never seen a Clive Barker film until now. And for my first time, I can say I really enjoyed the world building that was going on and the story revolving the city called Midian and the rules that are put in place for the Nightbreed. I thought were interesting. Following Schaefer through the movie as the protagonist, I thought he did a great job as he does give off that 80s lead look and style, as well as the whole movie does. But there was something about Schaefer in this role that reminded me of a Patrick Swayze or Matt Dillon from like The Outsiders. And his performances in certain scenes I thought were pretty good. This movie also has a score from Danny Elfman, and if you know who Danny Elfman is, I think he did Nightmare Before Christmas. He's known for like a bunch of like I think he works a lot with like Tim Burton. He's just phenomenal as ever, and truly helps make the story come alive with the tone, especially during the action sequences, which were also shot really well. I also thought the practical effects were pretty amazing, and the practical effects in this movie made me truly miss how incredible they were back then than they are now. Since now there's mostly a mix between CGI and practical effects. Now, even though this movie has many things that I like, I also had many issues, which involve the choppy flow of the story and the plot feels all over the place in some places. Now, I know there is a director's cut, and I'm not sure if that version fixes the issues that I have in this movie, but it was hard to not notice the amount of skipping from scene to scene there was. And there was also a big part of the movie that I thought came out of nowhere, which is when the police attack Midian. As I didn't see that coming from the premise and thought this movie would have been more of a revenge story. With that in mind though, the practical effects and the action was shot really well. I just did not expect the story to take that turn at all. Overall, Nightbreed is a great horror fantasy that has a more mature Tim Burton tone, is carried by the world building, special effects, acting, and the premise that I think was executed well, but the movie is all over the place and some creative choices left a bad taste for me. And so yeah, that's my non-spoiler thoughts on this movie. Now I'm going to go into full spoilers. If you have not seen Clive Barker's Nightbreed yet, I recommend you go watch it and then come back to this video because full spoilers are starting right now. In Calgary, Aaron Boone dreams of Midian, a city where monsters are accepted. At the request of his girlfriend, Laurie Winston, Boone starts to see a psychotherapist, Dr. Philip Decker, who is played by the infamous David Cronenberg. He is a serial killer who convinces Boone that he committed Decker's murders. Decker, the psychiatrist and serial killer, then drugs Boone with LSD disguised as lithium and orders Boone to turn himself in. Before he can do so, Boone is struck by a truck and taken to a hospital. Aaron Boone overhears the rants of Narcissus, a seemingly insane man who seeks to enter Midian. Convinced that Boone is there to test him, Narcissus gives Boone directions to the hidden city before tearing the skin off his face in order to show his true face. He is quickly subdued by hospital staff and Boone leaves. And I just want to say, yeah, the practical effects that are started here are pretty crazy. Like, you just see this guy like peel his face off, and it kind of looks like something out of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something like that, just because of how gruesome it looks at first. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe he just did that. Like, honestly, since this feels like a Tim Burton movie, it kind of feels like it'd have like a PG-13 tone, but then that happens and you're like, oh my god, I did not expect that to happen in this movie. Aaron Boone then makes his way to Midian, a city beneath a massive graveyard in the middle of nowhere. Upon encountering supernatural creatures, Kinski and Peliquin, Kinski says they should bring him below, but Peliquin refuses to allow in a normal human. Let me just say, Peliquin, I can see a lot of women and girls who watch this movie, I can see them like really getting down bad for Peliquin. I'm just saying that right now, like, just with the look that he has and like his voice, I can definitely see people like having a thing for him. Boone claims to these creatures that he is a murderer, but Peliquin smells his innocence and and attempts to attack him before being stopped by Kinski. Aaron escapes only to encounter a squad of police officers led by Decker as they were waiting for him at the entrance of the graveyard. Aaron Boone is gunned down after Decker tricks the police into believing he was armed. Due to Peliquin's bite, Aaron returns to life in the morgue, and then when he returns to Midian, he finds Narcissus there and is inducted into their society by the Nightbreed leader, Dirk Lylesburg. In an initiation ceremony, Aaron is touched by the blood of their deity, Baphomet. As I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, this is insane. This is like some really good stuff that's going on, like some great world building, development, and I was really into this story right here. And so basically, he gets bit by Peliquin. Well, I guess he technically was attacked because he was bit by Peliquin, but he escapes. He runs into the police. He gets shot, and then he wakes up in the morgue because of that bite, and he becomes one of the Nightbreed. Seeking to understand why Aaron left her, Lori, his girlfriend, investigates Midian. She befriends a woman named Cheryl Ann and drives to the cemetery with her, leaving Cheryl Ann at the car, and Lori explores the cemetery where she finds a dying wolf-like creature. A woman named Rachel, who is a Nightbreed with the power to transform into smoke, pleads from the shadows for Lori to take it out of the sunlight. Once in the shadows, it transforms into a little girl. And it turns out it was Rachel's daughter, Babette, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Lori asks Rachel about Aaron, but was rebuffed by Lylesburg and scared off by Peliquin. While leaving the cemetery, Lori discovers Cheryl and Ann's corpse and her killer, Decker. Decker attempts to use Lori to draw Aaron out of hiding. Aaron rescues Lori, and Decker learns Aaron cannot be killed due to his transformation. Decker then escapes, and Aaron takes Lori to Midian. Rachel, who is a Nightbreed, explains to Lori that the monsters of folklore were peaceful beings who were hunted to near extinction by humans. So we get a little lore and backstory here that the Nightbreed were being hunted and were made endangered by humans. Lylesburg then banishes Aaron and Lori from Midian. And Decker learns how to kill the Nightbreed and murders the residents of the hotel where Aaron and Lori are staying. When Aaron discovers the crime scene, he uncontrollably drinks the blood to transform into the Nightbreed, and the police find Aaron and take him into custody. At Decker's urging, the police form a militia led by police captain Eagerman. Then a drunken priest named Ashbury joins them as God's servant in their upcoming battle against Midian. Lori, Rachel, and Narcissus rescue Aaron, and the four return to Midian, where Boone convinces the Nightbreed to fight. So now at this point, the Nightbreed are getting ready for the attack from the police and Decker, and so they're gearing up. They're learning how to fight. Well, we get to see them to learn how to fight, but they get ready for an attack. And this is the part where it kind of threw me off because I thought this was more of a revenge story of like this person turning into like a Nightbreed, like a kind of like a werewolf or vampire or like a supernatural creature, and then seeking vengeance on this doctor person. But no, this story actually takes a turn where I didn't expect, where there's gonna be a battle going on against the police and like the humans and then the Nightbreed. During the battle, the priest Ashbury learns that there are women and children amongst the Nightbreed. When he tries to stop the attack, he is beaten by the police captain Eagerman. Ashbury finds the idol of Baphomet and swears allegiance to it. When he is splashed by its blood, he is burned and transformed. Boone then learns from Lylesburg that Baphomet plans to destroy Midian. Aaron then argues to release the Berserkers, a monstrous feral breed that were imprisoned due to their insanity. When Lylesburg is killed before he can open the cages, Aaron then releases them and the Berserkers turn the tide of battle. Decker confronts Aaron and is killed. When Aaron faces Baphomet says that Boone has caused the end of Midian, which had been foretold. And then Baphomet charges Aaron with finding a new home for the Nightbreed and renames him Cabal. So Aaron's new name is Cabal after this point. So basically Aaron goes to Baphomet, who is the deity of the Nightbreed, and basically he's made like the person who has to find them a new home after this battle, because Midian isn't a safe place for them anymore. And then Decker is killed by Aaron, and like there's just this huge battle that goes on for like the whole like third act and some of the second act, and it's just some great action with some great practical effects, and it was honestly so entertaining. And it really gives off that 80s and 90s feel of like the action of like this thrilling action horror like combination, and it's just such a great like sequence. Aaron then leaves Midian with Lori and meets with the remaining Nightbreed in a barn where he says his goodbyes to Narcissus and promises to find a place where they will be safe. In the ruins of Midian, Ashbury, the priest, stands in front of Decker's corpse and states that he wants vengeance on Baphomet and the breed. When he presses Baphomet's blood to Decker's wounds, Decker springs back to life with a scream as Ashbury repeatedly hollers, "Hallelujah." And that's how the movie ends. So yeah, that was Clive Barker's Nightbreed. It was actually a pretty entertaining movie. And like I said, it really gives off that 80s, 90s aesthetic and like the horror mixed with like this fantasy aspect to it. But there's also some great action, great practical effects. I really dug the story and like the world building behind it. Like I said, the problems that I had were there was like constant skipping throughout like the second act, and like it seemed like some big parts were cut out of the movie. It just felt sloppy, and like the plot was all over the place. Yeah, those are my thoughts on this movie, and I give Nightbreed a B minus. So let me know what y'all thought about this movie down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I really like to hear your thoughts down below. All my socials will be down in the description below. I'm mostly active on Twitter, but I also have a Snapchat and Instagram as well. Those will be down there in the description. And if you haven't already, I recommend you to subscribe. Join the Grimpire. I'm trying to post every week if I can. And also turn post notifications on to get notified when I do post, when you do subscribe. And I would really like for you to leave some feedback down in the comments. Let me know what you did like about this video, what you didn't like, what do you think I need to work on. I'd really like to hear what you think down below. I hope you did enjoy. And if you have Peacock, I recommend you to watch Nightbreed right now.